I moved to Brazil. I went out there and studied and immersed myself. I completely transformed my basement into a grow room. So I ended up growing weed to try to basically make funds meet. And I have that drive in me, like drive for self-curiosity to fulfill what would actually happen if I ever did this. Welcome to the AAA Mindset, the podcast where adversity isn't a setback, it's the setup. If life has challenged you and stepped on your confidence and forced you to pivot, you're in the right place. Here, we train the mind to face obstacles head on and turn them into fuel for growth, resilience, and success. I had, in college, started basically practicing a martial art. And yeah, you didn't know about this? Yeah.
Should I be scared?
So, no.
Be afraid for my
You know
safety?
about this.
Serial killer martial arts.
So let me explain.
Now.
So in high school, we liked breakdancing, and we found that there was like, I don't even know, like at one point when we went out to my brother's graduation at Berkeley, there was these guys doing this like breakdance fighting thing. And I was like, what is that? So my sisters and I joined Brazilian capoeira class.
Oh.
So I have to back up because I was still in college at the time. I started training this Brazilian martial art, and I found myself kind of like working myself up the ranks in this Brazilian martial art to the point where I became an instructor, and I was teaching classes and I was traveling to events, and people were hosting me at their events and things like that. So
no idea.
I can spin on my head. You didn't know that.
I still haven't seen it.
Wait, I kind of want to see this.
I'll have to bring up some videos. Well, maybe we'll put
we'll put it on our story.
She just did her hair, so
Yeah, we'll put it on our
I'm not
story.
gonna do it now, but you know, maybe in due time.
I still want to see it.
And so I was I was training in this Brazilian martial art, and I really started to fall in love with health and fitness and getting into shape and things like that. And teaching, unfortunately, was not making me very much money. In fact, as you guys know, teaching does not. I ended up getting an extra job as a bartender, and also I was the yearbook coordinator and the after school help, and then I was the science department chair. And I had like 5 jobs just to try to make some money. And I was like, this is crazy. Not to mention, I had really developed this passion for this martial art that I wanted to go actually experience an immersive, intensive experience in Brazil. So basically got to take sabbatical year of teaching, and I moved to Brazil.
Oh my word. You know what I love about this so far? There's so many elements.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen next.
But I love this like personality trait of yours that you're just like, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
It's so good because most people actually would not take those steps to say, now I'm going to go move to Brazil by myself. So you're in Brazil for how long?
So I didn't spend that much time, only 4 months.
Okay.
But I went and basically looked at an apartment on the Brazilian Craigslist and, rented a room from this lady. I had no idea who she was. And then I basically would take the bus every day to go to these Brazilian capoeira classes. And also I wanted to really study Brazilian dance. So I wanted to study samba and percussion. So I went out there and studied and immersed myself. And, I kind of tried to make some ends meet by teaching English classes to people who would let me teach them, and immerse myself in this culture for 4 months. And it had a huge impact, and still does have a huge impact on, some of the things in my life today. But I ended up moving back, realizing that my marriage was failing, wanted to give the fitness industry.
You were still married when you did that?
Yeah, I was still married.
Oh my gosh.
And homeboy just chilled for 4 months?
Homeboy's like, you should go to Brazil for 4 months.
Yeah. He was busy playing video games in the basement.
Oh,
so,
that sounds exciting.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. So, it was like, whatever, 4 months is nothing new. He's
like, you were gone? You left?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how much apart we were.
Yeah,
that
I
it
was
was
going to say,
disconnected.
I can't leave for 4 hours.
Yeah, can you imagine her being gone for 4 months?
And you left
because
for
I
4
love you
months?
so much, we can't ever be apart.
So cute.
At any rate, so I ended up getting back, and I was like, I want to start training. So I started training people in my neighborhood, doing boot camps and stuff like that. And then a new corporate gym was opening up in Colorado Springs, which I was living at the time. And I ended up getting a job as a personal trainer there.
Okay.
And then I
Is
worked
that Lifetime?
and I ended up working my way up the corporate ladder there. I became a metabolic tech. I became, a top trainer. I also ended up becoming an assistant manager of the training department. And so I kind of learned the ropes of that and coaching and things like that. And in that process, this is so long-winded, my story is crazy. I wanted more knowledge. I wanted to seek more about internal health. And I was like, you know what? maybe I just ought to go back to school and pursue this medicine thing again, this medical thing. But maybe instead of trying to go for med school, I could do PA school, physician assistant school. So I was like, let's go.
Oh my gosh. So
here we go again.
Here we go. So we've been a personal trainer, a teacher.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go and be a PA.
A break dancer.
And a break dancer. No, was a Brazilian dancer.
Brazilian
martial
dancer,
martial art. Yeah.
I'm calling it break
Yeah,
dancer.
break dancing.
Break dance fighting. Get it right.
Break dance fighting. Okay.
Did you fight someone?
You like fake fight.
You showed me videos and like it's not like don't get the hype. It's not fighting.
You know what's so good about this though is it's like
I wanted to see some punches thrown and I didn't see.
It's not it's not punching.
What I love about this so far is that you tried things, you did things, and you decided for yourself, like not because you felt like you failed at something, but that you felt like it wasn't what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And you weren't afraid to pivot.
Yeah.
I think so many times people like they don't change what they want to do when they don't feel fully fulfilled because they're so afraid of like, what will people think? Because I'm trying something else new.
Yeah.
But you had to keep making pivots to get to where you are today.
And I'm always one of those people that's like, I'm like climbing to try to see what's next. I'm always trying to like, okay, let's turn to the next page. Let's see, keep looking.
Yeah.
And I have that drive in me. And I guess maybe that's what's helped me become a successful bodybuilder as well, is that I always have that like drive for self-curiosity to fulfill what would actually happen if I ever did this, you know, XYZ. And so then I was like, I'm just going to go for it, which was a little naive on my part because I needed all these extra credits. I needed all of these classes. My GPA was not great in college, which is hence why I didn't go the pre-med route, that I needed to try to take these upper division classes to fulfill these needs to get into PA school. But also I had to make the grades for that. So I had to become a student all over again, which was much better at the point that I was older and more serious about it. But on top of that, I had to quit my job as a trainer and an assistant manager in the training department. And at that point I had bought my first house. I had moved out, divorced, bought and built my first house. And I was like, I got to make a mortgage payment.
So you don't really have a job while you're in school, while you're in PA school, and you have a house payment now. So did you sell feet pics? Just kidding.
No, it's a little worse. You ready?
Oh gosh.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Oh wow.
Here's another surprise.
This one's gonna floor you.
So, okay, let me back up a little bit. So also to get into PA school, you have to get these clinical hours. So I was actually working in the ER at the time as a medical scribe, and I was working these like crazy late night shifts or whatever. At the time, I also needed to make some extra funds to try to pay for this until I could get stable enough to sell my house, figure out if I was going to get into school, and figure out where my next move was. So I was approached by these sketchy Vietnamese people. This is bad, you guys. So I was approached to potentially, because I had this unfinished basement, to grow weed in my basement and sell it. Now, I was not personally selling it, but you
were growing it for the people.
I legit turned my entire basement. And mind you, I was living in a little suburb of Colorado Springs, brand new development, brand new house, lovely neighbors.
Was this
Hi, everybody.
Was this before?
Secrets out.
Was it before it was legal, or was this?
No, it had not. It was just now becoming legalized. So
you're hitting that black market. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like where your head's
I
at.
like this. Okay.
So, you know, I think it was like medical marijuana was legal at the time.
Okay.
So at this point, I completely transformed my basement into a grow room. And I was studying, going to school. I was a medical scribe in the ER, and I was trimming my plants. And
I'm dead.
My siblings knew about it. Like I had like a couple of my siblings come and help me. I will not remain. Mom, I think you know about this. And I know my dad knows about this because he asked me for tips on how to grow.
He might be proud. He probably wants to know how you grow.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
So I ended up growing weed to try to basically make funds meet. Well, you know, this is starting to become a little sketchy. And not to mention, I find out after several trials of trying to get into PA school that I need more clinical hours, and I need more than just being a scribe. I need to actually work as a medical assistant or something, or a CNA. So I had no choice but to basically sell my house, move back in with my parents in Denver. And I started working at a pediatrics clinic. My cousin actually is a pediatrician there. And they hired me on as a medical assistant, where I learned a ton, made a great group of girlfriends there, had a great experience, but I had to basically close up shop.
Close the shop. Close it
And
down.
I had sold everything. I mean, I remember the point where I was like, selling all of my furniture on like Facebook Market and doing like garage sales and stuff like that. And I'd be doing a garage sale, and then my neighbors would be around like trying to look at some of my stuff. And then some people were coming to pick up the lights from the grow room at the same time. And I was like, oh, they're just coming to pick some stuff up.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing.
Why is the
yeah.
cartel here?
Nothing to see here. We're good.
Why is the cartel?
It was
on
pretty
It's
crazy that I
hilarious.
did this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know. And here's the crazy thing. I don't even smoke weed.
That is, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
I don't. And so it's just like,
I'm here for it.
yeah.
I mean, we're in our basement right now.
Adam's
we
like,
got an open
I
room.
feel like we could do this.
We got an open room. We got lights and shit right now.
I'll go get my old formulas.
I'm here for a second income. I ain't scared.
Anyone who's watching this, you cannot say you've never done things that you look back and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that.
Hey, I am a certified hustler. Like,
Yes.
I will do what I need to
You're
do
gonna make it
to
happen.
get to what I need to
I'm
get
gonna
to.
hold you again. I'm remembering that quote.
Absolutely.
She's a certified hustler.
Hashtag
I'm gonna use that shit so much going forward. You're a
certified
certified hustler. Let's
That's
go
what
get
she
to
is.
work.
She is. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, I ended up packing up shop, moving back home with my parents in Denver, and then continued to try to pursue PA school. Wasn't getting in. I was being bought out by somebody who had a more ethnic last name than I did.
How do people have a more ethnic last
No,
name
because
than
I
Strompolis?
Well, because
I'm sorry.
I still had
That's about as
I
ethnic
still
as
had
it
my
gets.
listen, I still had my married name attached to my
Oh.
applications.
See, that
And
first
so
marriage.
it
Gone
was a
back to
very
Strompolis.
white
First
name.
marriage.
And now I was getting beat out by these people who looked different than me and also had more ethnicity. And I was just, the white girl who was applying for PA school. I'd make it to the interview round and then be like beat out by that person.
Young
And
probably
so
wouldn't help you very
I-
much either.
Young would not have gone well.
Young would not have helped me.
No.
No.
He might have been lower on the
But at
totem
the end of
pole.
the day, too, I think, we've, as we talked about a lot through this series, is like, even though we think we want it to be our plan, it's not always like God's plan. And so, although, yes, you felt like you're getting beat out for those reasons, there was probably a reason why, because that
Right.
wasn't the direction you were supposed to go.
No, it wasn't, because ultimately too, I'm working at this medical assistant job, which I absolutely loved. I just, at some point I was like, the whole point of me doing this was to try to get into PA school. I wasn't getting into PA school. I finally was like, all right, this was like after 4 years of trying almost. And so I was just like, okay, this obviously is not in the cards for me.
Yeah.
I had kind of already kept up my a little bit of coaching. I had done some online coaching for clients here and there. And I had basically was offered a job to come back into the coaching space and doing more like sports performance. So I was doing a little bit of a mentorship and a sports performance coaching job, training job, I should say, in Denver. And then also was training clients out of Armbrust. And I was like, okay, I got to transition. So I quit my job at the medical assistant, and I was literally on the phone with my 92-year-old grandmother, Yaya Frida, who lives in Huntington Beach, who was an amazing influence in my life. But she was like, why don't you just come move out here?
Oh.
She's like, come move out here. This is like tail end of 2019 tail end of 2019 going into 2020. She's like, you can live with me. You can get back on your feet. You could, train some clients at a gym, local gym here. And that's where I thought I was. I was a failure in marriage. I didn't know what I was doing with my career. I definitely didn't think I could have kids. That was a big thing too.
Because you
I
had tried for a while. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I did. And that didn't happen. And so I
Surprise.
I thought you were a virgin until you met me. That's weird. Oh.
She was married.
We're
Adam.
finding a bunch of shit out today, aren't we, guys?
Next series is about marriage therapy.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And you're gonna get to see it firsthand.
Oh my goodness. So can we keep this episode away from your parents?
Yeah. Oh my. Yes.
They're gonna judge me. So
They're not going to
hard.
judge you. Are you kidding me? We're going to have a whole series on Adam.
I mean,
I know,
I
just
could
wait.
have a couple
How
seasons.
many times did Adam go to jail?
Right? Whoopsies. Not for long stints.
Shit.
Just
Yeah.
like a little overnighter
There's a
here
little
and there.
nappy, little nappy poop.
A little in the pink room.
Yeah, in the pink room in Tuscaloosa, it was just a couple little naps.
Oh,
Those were always fun phone calls I
Oh
would
my
get.
God.
Anyway, not about us.
I don't even know where I was, but it basically, I felt like I was failing at a lot of things, and my grandmother's like, just come move out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a golden girl in Huntington Beach. I'm
Love
going
it.
to be chilling, sipping on Mai Tais with Yaya Frida. And that's where I'm going to be going. And I was literally ready to like pack my bags, but then I ended up getting this mentorship to stay and do sports performance, and COVID hit.
Oh my
And
gosh.
all the gyms shut down. And, you know, Adam and I lost our jobs.